Hey guys, it's Siobhan with Kitty and Beyond. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing monthly horoscope videos for July. This is for Cancer. That can apply to Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you have Cancer heavily in your chart, or if you were just called to click on this video. There's probably some information here for you. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, so not all of the information presented is going to apply to every single person. Just take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Always take everything at your soul truth, so compare all information that's coming in from outside of you with what is true for you, because we're all living in our individual truths. All right, so Cancer, I channeled some information before we jump into the reading, and there was this image of somebody patting another person on the back and saying, "I've got your back." Like, "I've got your back, bro. Like, don't worry about it. I got you." So you may have friends supporting you, spirit guides supporting you, you're being protected, guided, loved, something to do with support networks, or you as a supporter of somebody else who is in need. And then they were showing me scaffolding. And I'm like, what is that? And they were saying, well, scaffolding is the support structure used in the creation of a building. So again, we have another representation of support. So there's a lot of support for you guys this month, or you are giving a lot of support, whatever resonates for you. Also, happy birthday to Cancers who have their birthdays this month. We are in Cancer season, and we just had the Cancer new moon solar eclipse. That was pretty freaking intense. I don't know about you guys, but I felt that one pretty hard, and there's been a lot of shifts in my life in a very positive way. And if you'd like more information on the energy surrounding those eclipses, I did an energy third wave activation energy update and another Schumann resonance and how it affects you energy update, if you want to check those out. All right, let's get into the reading, Cancers. Sorry, I'm just going to move that. I'm using a new deck I don't normally pull from for the monthly readings. I felt called to this deck this month, and each deck has different meanings and illustrations, so whatever needs to come forward will come forward, and I always trust my intuition to guide me in that respect. And this is the Psychic Tarot by John Holland. Okay, so Cancer current self energy. Oh, it shot out. Authority. So that's the Emperor. Theme of the month. Oh, we have trapped in fear and conflict and defeat. Interesting. Okay. Key goal for the month. Ooh, that was fast. Sacrifice. Okay. What is the obstacle to overcome? Oop. So we have material harvest and balance. And the major accomplishment, patience. Lots of major arcana. Lots of big stuff going on for you guys. What to avoid? Oh, okay. Yeah, suffering in silence. What to embrace? What to embrace? Okay, obstacles and challenges. Yeah. Okay, and where to find support? That was fast. So you're being very supported. Sacral chakra and truth. Okay. Advice and encouragement from spirit. Oh, okay. Just plunked itself right down here. Third eye chakra and heartache and loss. Okay. So let's begin here. So the current self energy, Cancer, right now in the month of July, you're coming up as the Emperor. So this is all about authority. This is about feeling powerful, standing in your divine masculine energy, whether you're a female or a male. We all have that divine masculine energy within us. It relates to our left brain. It is compartmentalized. It likes to use logic. It likes to be analytical. It likes to have things in order. And that left brain is very good at writing, reading, creating from a very mathematical and structural, physical aspect. So this is that sort of Capricorn energy of the opposing, because I think we had the moon in Cancer and the sun in Capricorn, and then we have our full moon on the 16th of this month in Capricorn as well. So this is that Capricorn energy coming out, and it's the complete opposite of that, of your Cancer energy, which is very sensitive, nurturing, protective, supportive, healing. It's water versus earth, but not in a not in like a challenging aspect. It's a supporting aspect, but it can seem challenging. So this is that current energy that you're in right now. Let's keep moving. The theme of the month: conflict and defeat and trapped in fear. So 5 is change. 8 to me really speaks of abundance, but also about karmic cycles and the infinite cycles of the universe. So there's a lot of change going on that I've seen within the readings thus far, even up until your sign. There's just been a lot of themes of change and karmic cycles coming to a close, especially with this eclipse season that we're in, because we had the one on July 2nd, and then we have a lunar eclipse this month as well. So there's lots of energy in the mix. But the theme of this month for you guys is conflict, defeat, feeling trapped in fear around this conflict and defeat. So it's almost like there's a story here. I should put it like this so that it goes from left to right. But there's, he's descending out of the light because the conflict has led him to this feeling of defeat. He's moving down the staircase into the dungeon, and then he puts himself in this cell. So that's the thing about these cards, is that they're swords energy. They are very much to do with the mind. So any conflict or defeat or feeling of being trapped, it's originating in your mind. You may see that reflected to you from your reality, but that's just your ego's way of trying to prove that what you believe or what's going on internally is valid or real. So this is coming into that realization that you're ultimately in control of your mind, and therefore you're in control of your reality. So if you're feeling conflicted, defeated, or trapped in fear, these are things that you can alter or change through shifting out of that fear state. Whatever you have to do to get out of that fear state, know that you're supported in doing it. So meditation, shadow work. This is a really positive month for shadow work, and I've been calling to do a lot of it for myself and for clients as well. So lots of things that are coming up to be assessed, lots of false beliefs that were stuck in the illusion of fear. So beliefs of lack of self-worth, belief of lack of support, belief of lack of abundance, that kind of thing. So these things are coming up, and it's causing conflict because we have to look at where our beliefs are not matching up with our reality, or where our wants are not being met by our needs, or vice versa. So let's see, the key goal we've got is sacrifice. So this speaks to me of needing to let go, really needing to let go of those old ways of thinking or those old beliefs. And it may feel like a sacrifice. You may actually have to make some sacrifices. You may have to let go of things that you didn't want to let go of, but you know that you need to let go of. Because those things are ultimately what's creating the imbalance. And then the imbalance that's within you is reflected in what you're perceiving in your reality. So there's this sacrifice that needs to be made. But this is, it's sacrifice to us as humans. We really like to keep things the way they are. We really like, to keep things constant. We like routine. We don't like to lose things. We don't like death. We don't like endings of cycles. Most of us anyway. So sacrifice to us seems scary. It's off-putting. We don't like it. It means change, and change is scary. Oh my God, we don't know what it holds. But I love that the imagery of this card is so positive. She's open. She's wearing white, which symbols purity and trust. The rainbow is here, which signifies this balance and all of this spectrum of emotion and all of these chakra energies which relate to your thoughts. And then there's these flowers in the background which are blooming. And yes, her lower half of the body is in water, which is a little bit dark and murky, but that's right there is how she's able to move forward and to be open and to accept all of this light coming in. So she knows that she's made a sacrifice by getting into this water, but she knows that she's capable of getting out, and that the fact that she's in it right now is what's actually serving her on her journey, because it's allowing her to access this light. That's what I'm picking up from this imagery. That's why I was called to use these cards specifically for this month for everybody, for all the signs, because they hold imagery and messages that the traditional Rider-Waite that I normally use simply don't. So not to say that any deck is better or worse, it's just there's a time and place for everything. So the obstacle to overcome here we have is balance. Balance and material harvest. So this to me speaks of finding balance in your physical world, in your finances specifically. You may be feeling this lack or feeling like you need to make some sacrifices as they relate to your home, your car, your business, your work, whatever it is. There's a need for balance here. There's something in that arena that's throwing your mental state all out of whack. And it could be something to do with an authority figure, so your boss, your parent, your, like what else? Ooh, the law. This could be, having to pay fines, having to pay some kind of something that wasn't really expected, or there's just like this feeling of something's out of balance. You just have this lack mentality, and it may not even be reflected in your reality, but it's something that's going on inside. And so it needs to be balanced. And this balance is all about balancing the mind, balancing the emotions, balancing the physical world and your actions, and balancing your spiritual knowing and your passions. So that's what's going to lead to material harvest if you haven't gotten to that point yet. And if you are, then congratulations on your material harvest. Make sure that you're not falling back into the fear or the lack. Because even when we have everything that we ever wanted and we manifest all of the things that we desired, there's this part of our brain that just automatically wants to reboot back to that, but I could have more, or this isn't exactly what I wanted. There's always that, it's the ego. But the higher self knows that you have everything that you need in every single moment. Even if it doesn't feel like it, if it feels uncomfortable, it's for a reason. So next up we have the major accomplishment, which is patience. So that's pretty self-explanatory. The major accomplishment for you guys this month is going to be tapping into patience. So this is knowing that wherever you're at right now, even if you're trapped in fear, even if you're going through conflict and defeat, even if you're feeling overpowered by somebody else, even if you're feeling like you don't have enough or that you're having to sacrifice so much for what you do want. Patience. patience and understanding that every single thing is happening for a reason. Everything that you're going through is purposefully experienced to get you to where you need to be on your soul path. Patience is seeing the bigger picture. Patience is being able to understand why change happens and that it's beneficial. Patience is knowing that what you need is going to come to you. Yeah. Okay. And what to avoid, we have suffering in silence. So if you are suffering in silence, if you feel trapped in fear, if you're feeling conflicted, if you're feeling persecuted, or if you're feeling like you've had to make sacrifices and now you don't know how to replace what you've lost, then this is asking you to reach for support. So I think that's why all of those support messages came up in the channeled information in the beginning there, is because it's asking you, this may be part of the lesson or the entire lesson itself, is to ask for support. And that doesn't have to make you feel unworthy, because I know there's this old programming from the 3D world where if you ask for help, then you're weak. That's not true. That is not true. Okay? I have that programming within me too, and I'm working on it. And I've had to ask for support, and I've had to, receive support. So it's not just one thing to ask for it, but it's being open to receiving it as well when it's offered freely to you. There's this ego, like pride, that wants to say, no, I can do it on my own. I have that very much as well. And it takes a lot to let go of that and be able to accept help when you do need it. And every time that I've accepted help, even financially, which was like never a thing for me. I will never ask for money. I will never borrow money. I'm so stubborn in that respect. But there's been times starting up this business as I'm doing this right here for you right now, where I'm not making what I used to make when I worked my 3D job. And I've had to ask for support from my mom. And it's funny because Cancer is very much the mother energy, the nurturer, the giver. And every time that I accepted money from her, because she's so loving and supportive of what I do, and it was always, just enough to get me by. And every time that I received money from her, I had this influx of clients looking for readings. So the message here for myself and for you, because we learn together, is opening the channels and receiving the support that you need will bring in more abundance. Asking for help is not a bad thing. Asking for support is not a bad thing, especially when you're the one who is wanting to give support to others. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot suffer in silence. We really need to support each other, because this is a collective effort, what we're doing here. We're breaking free from old karmic programming of the 3D mind, which is based in ego, which is based in fear, which is based in lack. We're moving into collective abundance, which means we support each other, we work together, we enlighten each other, we share. Sharing is caring. And if the support that you're needing isn't being given to you, please reach out. Please reach out to me. Please reach out to your friends and family. Please reach out to a random stranger that you feel called to. If you need to call a helpline, call a helpline. If you need to like do something extreme to find support, then do it. Please do it. Because if you're suffering in silence, my heart really goes out to you. You don't have to stay there. This is a sacrifice that at some level your soul has chosen, because you knew that once you got out of it, or even when you're in it, you have access to all of this beautiful abundance of the universe. You really, really do. Okay, so I kind of went off on a tangent there. So let's pick it back up with what to embrace. So obstacles and challenges are to be embraced right now. This is another 5, which means change. And this is divinely guided change. This is change that happens for purposes that are beyond what your ego mind can comprehend. And so going into resistance of those changes is ultimately detrimental to you. So just go with the flow. Allow these changes to take place. These obstacles and challenges that you're in right now might seem extremely overwhelming. You might feel like there's no end in sight, that there's no light at the end of the tunnel, or that there's no hope for a solution, but there is. There always is, because we live in a universe of polarity. So every problem has a solution. It's the yin and the yang. Every dark has light. Every light has dark. There's always balance. And if you're feeling imbalanced, then that's asking you to look at the areas within yourself, your core beliefs and your core wounds that are creating this paradox, or creating this this block. The obstacles and challenges are here to help you grow. They're here to help you learn. And I saw 21 as I was saying, and as I'm talking about this, and 21 is also a number of karmic cycles, karmic completion. Karma is not something to be feared. It's something that it's every action has a reaction. And this is how we learn. We learn through taking an action and then seeing the result, or experiencing the result. And we grow, because only through experience can you attain wisdom. You can't just tap into, the infinite abundance of the universe and know everything right here and right now. You can, technically you can, but that's not what we've chosen, because doing that would remove all of the actual wisdom, because you wouldn't know how to apply the knowledge, because you wouldn't have experienced the things that led to that knowledge in the first place. So these obstacles and challenges are actually a blessing. I know it doesn't seem like it. I know it doesn't feel like it. Trust me. I know. But they are. They really are. Where to find support. And support is such a huge theme for you guys this month. And for all of us, because we're all in this Cancerian energy. So thank you for sharing this support, your support, this energy with the collective at this time. So truth. What's supporting you is your inner truth, your inner knowing, the wisdom that's within you. All of the experiences that you've gone through hold truth for you. But it's picking apart and looking at what was fear-based and what was based in illusion, and what is love-based, because anything that's love-based is truth. Anything that's fear-based is illusion. So it's coming back into that balanced state of knowing. And the sacral chakra is all about relationships. It's all about the people that you care about. This is your connection to your mother and father. This is your connection to your friends and family. This is your connection to yourself. This is your relationship with yourself. And the sacral chakra is all about pleasure. It's all about enjoying life and not feeling like not having these imbalances, and not feeling stifled, not feeling trapped, not feeling like you've had to make these sacrifices and now you're suffering and you don't have anything and there's all these obstacles and challenges and conflict. The sacral chakra wants you to know and wants you to embrace joy in life through creativity, because the sacral chakra is the primary creative chakra. This is how we tap into ourselves as creator beings, through writing, through dancing, through singing, through art, through math. Math is creative too. Through anything can be creative, because you're channeling that energy through you, and that's tapping you into this higher energy. The creativity is what taps you into source. That's what's supporting you. That's where your connection to your higher self and your guides lies. So that's where it is. It's through your creativity and getting into that state of flow that's going to open you up to your inner truth. Yeah, to your inner knowing. And that's going to manifest abundance in your life in all forms. Love, money, time, all of it. Advice and encouragement. We have heartache and loss and third eye chakra. So this is asking you to see the heartache and loss that you've been through from a higher perspective. Not to get stuck in the emotion or to get stuck in ruminating on the past. This is asking you to detach from the emotions as best as you can and try to remain objective as you look at what has occurred and how that has made you feel. Because this really is the key to finding out why it happened. What were you trying to learn? What were you trying to get out of this situation, this experience? What wisdom can you glean from this heartache and loss that you went through? And the third eye chakra it relates to your pineal gland, your pituitary gland. It's all about hormones, so this is where we get emotions. Emotions are really hormones. And it relates to your brain, which is the heartache and loss is swords energy, which is to do with the mind and thinking and thoughts. So this is asking you to purify and clarify your thinking, your thought processes, your physical brain. You can do, on my most recent energy update about the Schumann resonance, I talk a lot about nascent iodine and supplementing with this to clear out and decalcify your pineal gland to activate your third eye so that you can have this tapped in ability. So this is basically like tuning your radio frequency so that you can actually pick up a station. Because if your pineal gland isn't functioning properly, if it's calcified because you're drinking fluoridated water or using fluoridated toothpaste, fluorinated toothpaste, or from poor diet habits and what have you, then you're really just picking up static. And this is ultimately what leads you to feel cut off, to feel trapped, to feel alone, to suffer and feel like you're sacrificing. Because when you're cut off from source, when you're cut off from your support networks, it feels like everything's falling apart. It feels like everything's crumbling. However, this is part of the process, right? So we have to go through this to understand why. We have to go through this to understand the other side of support, of faith, of trust, of abundance. Because if you didn't have the experience of the lack, you wouldn't understand what abundance was. Everything is experienced through duality, through polarity. So let's get an Amenti Oracle for you guys. This is one of the new decks. Thank you to all the people who have sent me donations or supported the channel in any way. All of the donations that are received go back into the channel by getting new decks for you guys. So Amenti Oracle, all about positive affirmations and living with a light heart, living with a feather heart. And that's where the balance is. So let's see what, oh, it's in there. Can you see? I live in truth. Wow. Truth again. Okay. The truth will out. Or rather, the truth is inside you. Let your truth out. So, yeah, this really speaks to me of the Kundalini energy rising. And this looks like a keyhole. So the truth will set you free. The truth, oh, okay, here we go. The truth will set you free from being trapped. And this is an inner truth. This isn't truth that's coming from anybody else. This isn't even truth that's coming from me. This is truth that's already within you. So anything that I'm saying that's resonating with you as truth, it's not coming from me. It's coming from you. You have this truth inside you. You've always had it inside you. Now it's just about tapping into that. It's about tapping into that truth and unlocking that energy, because this snake to me represents the Kundalini energy rising. So that's activating the energy that lies dormant at the base of your spine. and rises through your chakra system to activate your third eye and goes out through your crown to connect you to the universe. That's that rainbow energy there. Your chakra system literally looks like a rainbow, with the root being red, sacral being orange, solar plexus being yellow, heart being green, throat being blue, and your third eye being that purple color. So at the top here, we have what looks like an iris, a third eye with wings. This allows you to fly higher, to see it from a higher perspective, to understand it from a higher perspective, to be able to understand, and then hence you get wisdom. That's where the wisdom comes from. It comes from experience and understanding and an expanded perspective. So if you guys are feeling stuck or you're feeling trapped and you need support, please reach out to me. I would love to be of assistance to you on your soul path in this respect. I specialize in, well, I do tarot readings and oracle readings, of course, but I'm also a certified holographic Usui Reiki master, and I specialize in chakra clearing, balancing, relieving blockages, getting to the core issues, the inner wounding, the archetypes, anything that is blocking you from being your truest version of self or tapping into your truth. My goal is always to align you, get you back into balance, give you the tools that you need moving forward so that you can do this on a regular basis for yourself and move forward on your soul path instead of being stuck, feeling trapped, feeling, being stuck in that muddy water underneath and not understanding that you're actually up here. So the lower half of your body is represented by the lower three chakras, the root chakra, the sacral, and the solar plexus. And these are really related to the physical world. So this physical world can seem really murky, really heavy, really painful. But the upper three chakras, your heart, your throat, your third eye, and your crown, so the upper four, are what connect you to the spiritual realm, to your higher self, to your guides, to this truth, this information, this wisdom, your soul essence, all of your history, all of your experience that you've ever experienced as a soul. It's all in there. It's all in you. And tapping into it really just requires you to let go, sacrifice, let go of the physical attachments. Let go of the physical limiting beliefs. Yes. All right, my dears, that is it for you today. That was quite intense. I hope you resonated. I hope that you received some clarity, confirmation, healing, activations from these videos. That's always my intention, and I always share these readings with love and support. So know that you are supported. Know that you are being assisted on so many different levels, on a physical level, on a spiritual level, at a mental level, an emotional level. You're being supported. And if you feel like you're not, please reach out to me. I'd love to assist you as best I can. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me or a Reiki session, the information is in the description box below. Just email me and we will get that started, get that going for you. Thanks again for watching. I love you. I love you. I love you. We'll see you next month. Bye.